Hi, I'm Renee, and welcome to this episode of Spotlight. Today on Spotlight, I'm going to be talking to the powerlifting coach, Coach Woods, and a powerlifter, Miguel, Banda. So thank you guys for joining me today.
Very welcome.
I'm going to be asking them some questions and getting y'all a little more information about the powerlifting program. So how are y'all doing?
I'm doing good today.
I'm doing good.
All right, so let's go ahead and start off by telling us a few things about yourselves.
Well, my name is Jesse Woods. I'm from Dayton, Texas, right up the road. Graduated from Dayton, went to Sam Houston. I've coached football here and powerlifted for the first year here. I've been track, tennis, you name it, I've probably done it here in Cleveland. I've been in Anahuac, I've been in Hardin, so I've been around the area for the last 6 years. I am a lifetime powerlifting guy. I've lifted competitively in college and in high school, and I've also been a judge. So I know a lot about powerlifting, and I'm glad to be able to share with some of these kids in Cleveland.
All right, Miguel, what about you? Tell me some things about yourself.
Miguel, Banda. I've lived here my whole life in Cleveland. I've played football, done powerlifting, tennis, been track manager, and my future plans are going to Lamar.
All right. So how did you get involved in powerlifting, Coach Woods?
Well, like I said earlier, I started out as a freshman, and kind of like all the kids, when they're freshmen, it's like try anything. I was okay at basketball, wasn't very good. Our defensive coordinator, which is a head coach in Dayton now, he said, "Hey, I do powerlifting. Why don't y'all come out and lift?" And I did. I lifted on the JV team my freshman year, and then my sophomore year through my senior year, I lifted on the varsity team. And out of 2 of the 4 years, I was a regional qualifier. Never made the state meet, but I did, make regionals twice. I have a twin brother, and he was a powerlifter too for 4 years. And out of 3 of the 4 years, he was in super heavyweight class, and he was a three-time regional qualifier. And he missed a state meet. He got 3rd place his senior year. So he was probably the closest out of me and him to go to the state meet.
Okay. And Miguel, how did you get involved in powerlifting?
My freshman year, Coach Kellum, he made all the linemen do powerlifting to make us stronger for football season. From then on, I've always been into it.
Right. And did it work?
Yes, it really worked.
All right. So what do you think motivates your lifters to be better?
I think the instant results that makes them, want to do more, want to lift more, and the pure satisfaction of the instant gratification of a good lift versus a bad lift. If Miguel goes in there and he gets down on the squat and he gets in there and he goes down and he gets 500 and comes up, it's not like a test in a classroom where he has to wait a week or 3 or 4 days to get the grade back. He racks it, comes out of the rack, and there's 3 judges, either gives him a thumbs up or a green light. So that right there is just kind of pushes them to the next level, makes them want to do better and that kind of stuff, and motivates them, because it's not a long way to know. It's not, a Friday night, 4 quarters of 12 minutes to find out the victory. It's, it's 9 lifts total in a day, and 30 seconds you're going to know if you did good or bad.
Right. All right, Miguel, what motivates you?
Like knowing that if I get it, it would be better for me to go higher and trying to push myself.
Yeah. Okay, so how do your lifters prepare for meets?
Okay. Well, we practice Monday through Wednesday because we lift on Thursday afternoons. And I have a 3-day schedule where we do squat, bench, and deadlift. I have a card where they go through and they have auxiliary lifts and everything like that. And then I go in there and I change it up depending on how we did at the meet before and how I need to prepare for the meet this week. So, we'll go in there and we'll lift in our suits some. We'll do some bench techniques that we can get better at. The main thing is, lifting the weight and getting stronger. And if you ever want to be a good power lifter, you got to lift year round. And because a lot of the kids, they play other sports, and at a 3-year high school, you're going to have that. But they got to continue some point in time, either maintaining strength, and then when they get into season, we got a little bit of period of time where we can actually build more strength. And our weight requirement is an hour to hour and 15 minutes a day, and usually the kids can get it done in about 45 minutes with about 15 minutes of conditioning.
All right, so they work really hard.
Yes, I do.
Miguel, how do you prepare?
We always practice, do our best at trying to get ourselves better.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what do you think is an important quality to become and remain a great powerlifter?
Well, the first thing, you got to be very disciplined, because it's an individual sport. It's you against another lifter, but mainly it's you against the weight. And once you get into the heavy weights, the main thing is it gets heavy and it gets painful. And when you're pulling, like Miguel, hopefully he'll pull something around today around 450 in deadlift. Well, that's a lot of weight pulling on his shoulders. And if you haven't done it before a lot to where you actually know how to manage that weight, it can hurt your shoulders. And it can pull it enough where you're a little, on your first lift, you're a little sore your second one, and then you're hurting really bad in your third. But it's about having a high pain tolerance and being very disciplined to know that, hey, it's 9 lifts. Just need to get through today. I'll give me a weekend off and I'll be able to recuperate and go back to practice next week. And I mean, the main thing is I like to see is high pain tolerance and be a very disciplined kid.
So you need to be careful and you need to be kind of tough.
Right.
All right. What do you think, Miguel?
I agree with him. Like, you really do have to be tough to be a powerlifter. You go through a lot of pain.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Okay. So what is your biggest challenge, Miguel?
My biggest challenge, trying just to better myself, to reach my goal and get more weight.
Right, be as good as you can be.
Yes.
Okay, so what are some things that you're proud to see as a coach?
Well, the first thing is when they set their PR, and a PR is a personal record. When Miguel goes in there and he bench presses, and he bench presses 305, and that's the most he's ever done in powerlifting. Well, I mean, when he comes off that and gets some 3 thumbs up or green light, he comes off that, I'm going to be right there to see him. I mean, he's going to have a smile on his face, and he's going to be pumped, and he's going to want to do more, and he's going to be excited for that whole day. And then, like, at the very end, because during our powerlifting meets, they go so quick in the evens. They're not like a big Saturday meet where there's 100 lifters and you kind of can progress yourself throughout the day. We're about 3 hours, and you really all you have time to do is lift, and you can't worry about the other lifters in your class. But at the very end, when they call everybody up and they say, all right, Miguel Banda first place in the 220s. When they get to put that ribbon around their neck with that medal down there, they get that instant gratification of winning right then and there. And what they did today was special to them and special to their coaches. And that, to me, I enjoy more than anything. The hard work in the classroom to get them to be eligible, and the hard work in the weight room is great, and I like seeing that kind of stuff. But them seeing themselves winning at something like weightlifting is a very good thing for me to see. I'm proud of them because nobody likes to lift weights. I mean, it's one of the things that there's very few people out there that just love to go lift weights every day. And for them to come in and put that hard work and then be rewarded on Thursdays is a great thing for me to see.
Right, so their individual progress really does make you proud.
Oh, yes.
Okay, what do y'all think are some things that can make you or break you when it comes to placing in a meet?
Well, toughness and mental toughness. More mental toughness than anything, because of if you got 500 pounds on your back and your head somewhere else, like girlfriend breaking up, boyfriend breaking up, mom and dad splitting up, anything, I always tell them, be like a horse in a race. Put the blinders on and only see what you're doing. So if I'm doing 500 pounds, that's all I need to worry about, because there's too many things around you that can happen and go bad. And you got spotters, you got judges, and everything else. I mean, you got your own spotter from your own team up there, and the worst thing you want to do is they're spotting you, you dump the bar 500 pounds back on them. That cause injury or whatever. So you have to be mentally prepared to go in there and take care of business. Like I said, it's 9 lifts. So, I mean, you have plenty of rest time to do whatever you need to do. A lot of lifters go in there with headphones on because they don't want the outside distraction of the other lifters, the parents, the judges, and everything else. They're focused in on exactly what they want to do. And, to me, that I don't have a problem with them, using music or anything to just keep them focused in on what they're doing. And the outside, everything else is white noise to them.
Right, that's true. So powerlifting, I mean, it goes to show you would know that it's not only physical, it's mental as well.
Right, just like any sport. I mean, mental aspect is probably more the case than physical aspect, because if you mentally can't do it, you can be the best athlete on the face of the planet. You mentally can't prepare yourself for it, you'll never be any good.
Right. So what do you think are some things that could make you or break you?
You really do need to be focused, like you said. Being focused is the main thing. Because if you don't have your mind in it, you're not going to do good.
Right, so you need to mentally prepare yourself whenever you go into a meet. Okay, so how have y'all done so far?
Right now, we're sitting at, I'll let Miguel talk about himself, but right now we're sitting out with boys and girls in the reach, and Coach Ty Stanley is the girls coach and I'm the boys coach, and we work really good together with our boys and girls. But our boys, we have 6 of them out of our probably 13 lifters in the top 10. Top 10 gets you into the regional powerlifting championships. That allows you to go to state. It's kind of like in football or basketball when you have your first round playoff game. That's like your first round. and then there's only 2 rounds in powerlifting, regionals and then state. So we have right now 6 boys and we have 6 girls. Out of our 6 boys, we have 3 seniors. Tyrell Franks, he's sitting first place, and then Miguel, he'll tell you about himself, and then Randall Richards, he's sitting at 4th place. And then in the girls, we have 1 senior, and her name's Rachel Lewis, and she's sitting in 1st place, and she's up about 60 pounds on any other competitor in her weight class right now. So if she takes care of business and keeps on focusing like Tyrell and like Miguel, you know, top 2 of regionals go to state. So Miguel, to go ahead and tell them about where you're sitting at right now in regions.
I don't know where I'm sitting at, but my last meet, I got 2nd place, and I got to meet today. So let's see if I can do better.
Right. Okay. Well, that's actually all my questions for y'all today. Do you have anything to say, Coach Woods?
Yes. Today this is January 26th. We're going to East Chambers. We'll have a week off in between East Chambers and Hardin Jefferson. So the next meet we'll have after East Chambers will be Hardin Jefferson on the 9th, and then we have our home meet on the 16th here in Cleveland. It'll be at our high school weight room. All the boys and girls that we'll have here competing and getting after it, and then we'll sit around and wait a little while, have a couple probably practices, and then regionals will take place on the 6th of March, and girls regionals will take place on the 8th. So we'll know right before spring break who's going to be going to state and who's not.
All right. Well, I wanted to wish y'all the best of luck in y'all's powerlifting program this year, and thank y'all so much for being with me today. And that's all we have today for Spotlight. I'll see you next time.